And welcome back. In this lecture, we're going to be learning about shortcuts in Adobe Illustrator. So as advanced or pro learners or intermediate learners, we have the desire to create works, but not just to create works, but to create them in the quickest time possible. Okay, so we like to take shortcuts. We like to speed up our workflow. Hence the use of shortcuts. These shortcuts will help us speed up our workflow and get us creating amazing stuff in no time. So in order to start, I'm going to create a new document. I'm going to choose one of these presets here. Okay. And selecting the artboard tool to just reduce the size. I'm not comfortable with the big size here. Okay, so now this is our new document, and the first shortcut we're going to be looking at in this video is the move tool. Okay, this move tool. So there's a shortcut to selecting the move tool. So let's assume we have one of the other tools selected. In order to go to the move tool, all you need to do is hit V. Okay, when you hit V, you have the move tool selected. So I'm going to create maybe some shapes here and then just kind of use the quick selection tool. Okay, so let's say I've been working on the quick selection tool and suddenly I want to go to the move tool. Okay, in order to select the whole stuff, okay, the whole shape, all I need to do is to hit V and I'll be able to access the move tool immediately. So that's the first shortcut. The second one is the direct selection tool. So in order to select the direct selection tool, all you need to hit is A. So when you hit A on a keyboard, you're able to select the direct selection tool. And this tool, of course, enables you to select anchor points. Okay? Now the next shortcut I want us to look at is the duplicate shortcut, okay, which enables us to duplicate the item we have. So the very easiest way to do this is to just select the item and then hold down Alt and drag. Okay, select the item whether with the direct selection tool or the move tool, then hold down Alt and then drag, and you will have a duplicate of that object. So hold down Alt and drag, select, hold down Alt and drag. That's the very quickest way to duplicate your object. And we're going to be using all of these shortcuts in subsequent videos, right? So I strongly advise that you take them seriously, okay? And I'm going to provide you with a PDF file with these shortcuts written down so that you can just take a look at the PDF file and recall the shortcuts, okay? Yeah, so that's one of the documents you're going to have attached to this video. So the next shortcut we're going to be looking at is the shortcut for opening a new file, okay, or for creating a new file. What's that shortcut? It's Control plus N. When you hit Control plus N, you are then brought to this place where you can now open or create a new document. So you just select a preset or put in your custom settings with the name of the document, and of course the height, the units of measurements, the orientation, the amount of artboards, and so on and so forth, the color modes, the raster effects, and so on and so forth. And then you click create in order to create your new document. So when I hit create, you're going to see that we now have our new document. Okay. Yeah, so that's the shortcut Control plus N for a new file. Now we have the next shortcut as Control S for save. Okay, so let's say you have your work done and you want to save. Okay, when you hit Control S and you are now able to save the document. Okay, now the next shortcut is the X, is letter X rather. Okay, so letter X is used to select either the fill color or the stroke color. So if I hit X right now, you can then see that we now have the stroke color selected. When I hit X now, we now have the fill color selected. So just keep hitting X to switch between the stroke color and the fill color. Okay, so let's assume we have a fill color. We give it a fill color of red and a stroke color of blue. Okay, and let us increase the stroke here. Okay, we have a fill color of red and a stroke color of blue, and we want to select the fill color. Okay, because the stroke color is selected. So if you want to select the fill color, just hit X, and then we can now edit the fill color to maybe blue or green. Then, as you can see now, the fill color has changed. If you want to select the the stroke color, you just hit X again, and you are now able to select the stroke color. And we have another shortcut for swapping the fill color with the stroke color, and also the stroke color with the fill color. So that control is Control X, or rather Shift X rather. You have Shift X. So if you hit Shift, if you hold down Shift and then hit X, you can see that you're now swapping the fill color to the stroke color and vice versa. Okay. Let's say we're drawing a shape out, and then let's say we didn't have shoe color, but we only have the feet color, and we just kept drawing. Let's say we're tracing a drawing, okay, from a hand-drawn document, okay, and then we have the field color obstructing our view, right? We want to get rid of the field color so as to see what we are tracing out properly. What we just need to do is to hit Shift X, which will now turn the field color to the shoe color, okay? Then when we are done, and we've achieved what we want to achieve, we can now hit the Shift X back to bring back the field color. So that's one of the application of this shortcut. Let me delete everything here. And then we now have the next shortcut, which enables us, let's say I have a drawing here and we have a field color to it. Or let's say we don't have a field color to it, okay? We have the next shortcut, which enables us give our shape a field color. Okay, now this is the comma key on your keyboard. Okay, so when you hit comma, you can now have the field color applied. Okay, you hit comma, you now have the field color applied, and then we have the next one, which is the period or the full stop, which then gives our shape a gradient fill. Okay, the full stop gives our shape a gradient fill. Okay, so we have it as the gradient fill, and then we have the next one, which is the forward slash, which gives it a no fill. Okay, gives it no fill. And also remember that if we have the stroke activated here instead, we are going to have all of this happen to the stroke instead of the fill. Okay, so it means if now hits the period or the full stop, our shape is then given the stroke. Okay, that's the gradient stroke. Okay, because we have the stroke activated here. And if we then hit the comma, if we then hit the comma, let's say we increase our stroke here, and yeah, and then we then hit comma, we then see that our stroke is being given a color. Okay, so that's just for you to know. The next shortcut we're going to be looking at is the shortcut for gradient tool. Okay, so let's assume we have the gradient added to the field here. Then we want the gradient tool so as to be able to edit the gradient, right? All we need to hit is G, which will then bring up the gradient tool. And with the gradient tool, we can now edit our gradient. Okay? Now edit our gradient, rotate it, expand it, and so on and so forth. Okay? So that's letter G for the gradient tool. Now, the next shortcut we're going to be looking at is the rectangular tool shortcut. That's this tool, okay? That's the M. So when you hit letter M on your keyboard, you are then able to select the rectangle tool, okay? And then we also have a shortcut for the ellipse tool, which is L. So if you hit L on your keyboard, you'll be able to select the ellipse tool. So M for rectangle tool, L for ellipse tool. M for rectangle tool, L for ellipse tool. Okay, and the next shortcut is for our pen tool, which is this tool here. Now the shortcut is P. If you hit P on your keyboard, you'll be able to select the rectangular tool. Okay, select the rectangular tool. Perfect. Then we have other shortcuts. Let's say we hit P and we have the pen tool selected, and we just draw out a shape like this. And let's see now we want to add an anchor point or subtract an anchor point. Okay, now we have a shortcut for that. If you want to add an anchor point, all you need to hit is the plus key on your keyboard. And now you can see that the anchor point pen tool has been selected, and we can now add new anchor points to our shape. Okay, And what if we want to subtract points from our shape? What we then need to hit is the minus key on the keyboard. And we can now subtract points from our shape. Okay, that's using the subtract or delete anchor points tool. J, sorry. Perfect. Now, the next tool we're going to be looking at is the ruler tool, okay? The ruler tool. Now, the shortcut for the ruler tool is Control R, okay? So this is Control R, and then it brings up the ruler tool. Now, you can measure your stuff, okay, using the ruler tool. So when you just come to the ruler tool like this and click and drag, you can see that these lines then come out. Now with these lines, we are able to kind of measure stuff out and kind of align our design properly. Okay, we can drag them out from here, drag them out from here. Okay, that's with the ruler tool. Perfect. And of course, these shapes, these guides will not be rendered out if you export a design with them on the design, okay? But you can just delete them when you are done. You just select and hit delete, select and hit delete, select and hit delete, and everything is just going to delete. That's after, of course, you're done using it. Now, the next tool the next shortcut rather, you're going to learn is the copy shortcut, which is Control C. Okay, it's Control C, and the paste, which is Control V. Okay, Control C, Control V. Then we have the paste, which is the paste which is Control V. Okay, and apart from the paste, we have the paste in front, which is the Control F. So if I Control C, Control F, so we need to paste it in front. Just need to paste what it has copied in front of the existing or the original copy, right? And then if you want to paste at the back, you have to Control C and Control V. Okay, so it's pasted it at the back of the shape. So when you change the color, you see that it's actually at the back of the shape, right? Then we have the eyedropper tool. And the eyedropper tool, and this tool can be activated by just clicking the letter I, okay? So you can just click the letter I and have the eyedropper tool selected. And if you conversation with Illustrator, you know what the eyedropper tool is used for, even though we are also going to use it practically in other aspects of this course, but the eyedropper tool is used to sample colors, right? It's to sample colors, so you can sample this color, that color, this color, that color, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's what the eyedropper tool is used for, and just hitting I will activate the tool. On the next tool, or rather the next shortcut is the pan shortcut, okay, or moving around your design. We achieve this by holding down the space bar and clicking the mouse. So you can hold on the space bar, click and hold the mouse, and then just move around. Okay, so you can zoom in, hold on the space bar, and just move around. Okay, so that's the pan tool. Now, in order to zoom in and out of your shape like this, how easily I do this, I hold down the Alt and of course use the mouse wheel. Okay, so hold down Alt and use the mouse wheel. And then we have other aspects of the zoom control, which we can explore with the Control plus and Control minus. Okay, so Control plus and Control minus. So Control plus to zoom in and Control minus to zoom out, just like this. Okay, Control plus to zoom in and Control minus to zoom out. And we also have the zoom tool, and it can be activated by hitting Z. So when you hit Z on your mouse and click the mouse button and click in or drag in and drag out, you'll be able to zoom in and zoom out using the zoom tool. Okay, and then for fitting your artboard to the screen, you can just click Control plus 0. So Control plus 0 to fit your artboard to the screen, to your view. Okay, so let's assume you are working on a big project and let's say you are outside a place like this. All you need to do to zoom in on your artboard is to Control 0. So when you Control 0, then zoom in or you fit the view to your artboard. Now to check the preferences, okay, you just hit Control K for preferences. Now these preferences are kind of settings that control the way your Illustrator works. Okay, so let's hit Control K once more to bring up the preferences, and then we can see where it says keyboard increments, right? And it's currently set at 1. This will control how far you can move your item using the direction keys. Okay, so when you hit the direction key, okay, when you hit the left direction key, you can move your item left. When you hit the right one, you can move your item right. When you hit or hold down the up directional key on your keyboard, you can move your object up, and then for the down, you can move your object down, right? And then when we hit Control key and adjust this keyboard increments, let's make it 10 and hit OK and try to move our sheet now. We can now see that it covers more space, okay? Moves faster or kind of covers more room than the previous time. Now, let's just make this 100 so you see the difference clearly. So when I select the guy and now move like this, as you can see now, it's moving. It's covering more space, okay? It's covering more room, more move room, okay? So just keep it at 1. Okay, and then I have another shortcut. Let's assume we have lots of objects here. Okay, let's assume we have a lot of objects here, all in this shape, all in this layer. Okay, so we have all of them in this layer, and let's say we want to select all of them. Okay, now when we select one, we see that it's highlighted here with this blue icon here. Okay, when we select this guy, we see that it's highlighted here, and it's kind of hard to select all of them at once. We can just maybe click here and then hold Control and click and click and click. And then if we have a lot of them, you can see that it's going to be a pain in the ass to try to select them all. Okay, so the easiest way to do this is to click is to hold down Alt and then just click here. You just hold down Alt and click on the layer, and everything will be selected. Hold down Alt and click on the layer. Okay, everything will be selected. So let's assume we have another layer. Then we have some other shapes in the layer. Let's assume we have this guy as blue. This guy is blue. Okay, and we want to select everything. All we need to do is Control E. Okay, so everything in both layers will be selected. Okay, so that's Control E. But if you want to select just the guys in this layer, we just Alt and click, okay, and then select it. So the next shortcuts will be probably the last one, which I usually use to select items or objects which are behind uh, another objects. Okay, so let me just give you a demonstration here. You can just create different objects here, and let's say we now have a bigger object here, and let's say this guy is purple color, and we want to select the objects behind this guy, right? We want to select one of the objects behind this guy. Let's just reduce the opacity to make the items a little bit visible. So, now this is the guy. Then we don't want to hide the shape. We don't want to hide it. We don't want to delete it. We just want to select the items behind the object without hiding it, without deleting it, without kind of distorting the position, the present position, right? All we then need to do is hold down Control, then double click on the object we want to select. So let me just hold down Control, and then just double click. Now you can see that we are now able to select the object beneath this layer, and from there on we can maybe increase the size, rotate it. Okay, if we select this guy again, all we need to do is just come here and double click again. We now have the guy. We can even move the shape. So we can move the shape by coming to the edge here and just dragging it. If you kind of try to move it from the middle here, you are going to select the shape in front. Okay, so just hold down control and double click. You can double click multiple times in case of just double clicking once it's not working for you. Okay, and you can even right click and do other stuff. Maybe you want to transform it. Maybe you want to, let's see, share it or something like that. So you can even do that. Okay. Yeah. So that's the last shortcut. And I'm going to, of course, like I said before, I'm going to provide you with a PDF file attached to this video so you can just look at the shortcuts and revive your memory. And we're going to be learning about actions in Adobe Illustrator. So actions are kind of automated tasks which Adobe Illustrator helps us perform, okay? So as to prevent us from kind of having to do them over and over again. So for example, things that we want to do over and over again, we can turn them into actions by recording them, okay? And then whenever we want to perform those tasks, we just have to click on the actions and then play them. And then Adobe Illustrator performs those actions for us automatically. So these can help speed up our workflow in Adobe Illustrator. So to start, I'm going to create a new document. I'm just going to choose from this preset here. Perfect. And then to start, I'm just going to create an ellipse and maybe give it a fill color. So ultimate actions is they don't work on every effect or every task you want to do, but they have a lot of uses and you're going to find them really helpful. Okay. So some of the tasks I have observed they do not work on are maybe effects. Okay, so you can create actions for some of these effects. Okay, but in general, other things you can create actions for them. So I'm just going to start by opening up the actions panel. So come to Windows and then actions. Okay, so this is the actions panel. And then we have default actions. Now these are actions that come with Adobe Illustrator. And when you just open the folder here, you go and see them. And then when you click on an action and then come to play current selection. So when you click on play, you then see that the action then happens or the task then happens. Like for this one, we can see that it has reduced the opacity of the selected shape by 60, okay, to maybe 60%, okay, to 60% as you can see here. So that's the action. It just helps us reduce the opacity. So for example, if we have a lot of things and we don't want to keep manually going to reduce the opacity, you just select and click, select and click. Sorry. Um, what did I do? We can just select. Sorry, I made a mistake. So we can just select and click, and you can see that it's easier to do that instead of just selecting and then going to kind of adjust the opacity. Okay, so this is as simple as what an action can be. Okay, so there are quite a lot of actions here. Here there are quite a lot of actions. We have this for the opacity 60, we have opacity 40, and screen. So I guess this one gives it the 40% opacity and then maybe makes the blending mode screen. Okay, let me just try it out and see. Okay, so this is the opacity at 40 and then as you can see, the blending mode is now on screen, right? Yeah, so that's what it does. And we can have many other actions. So besides some of these actions, you see this box, right? Now this box can be activated here. Not all of them will have the activation for this box, okay? We won't be able to activate this box for all of them, but this box helps us to kind of further modify our action, okay? So for example, if we have an action for, let's see, move, let's try this guy, okay? Okay, so let's have it without the box turned on. Okay, so let us remove the box and then click on our action or on our move action and then play it. So we see that it then moves, okay? So it moves by a default value which was used when creating this action, okay? Now, what if we want to be able to edit the default value, the value of the move, right? Now that's where this box comes to play. So let's assume we have it here now, and then we have the box checked. Now when we click here, we can see that the move option now comes up, and we can now kind of manually put in the position of the move. So if we do not want the original, which is 66, we can maybe put 100 and then okay. So that's the use of this box. So it has its importance in many actions. So some actions might require it, some actions might have it as optional. Okay. So we're going to look at many other options so that you get familiar with how the whole thing works. So now what I want us to do is have a little bit of walkthrough for the action panel. Okay. Now this is the action panel we have here where we can create a new set of action. Okay. So like this guy here is a set. Okay, this guy here is a set. We can have like the new set of action. Okay. By clicking on this folder icon here. So when we click on it, we can maybe name it my new sets. My new sets. Okay, and then okay. Now all the actions we'll be creating when selecting this set will then be created under this set. Okay, so when we select our set, we can come here to create new action, and then this create new action dialog box will then pop up, and we can kind of type in the name of the action. Maybe we want to have it scale times 2. Okay, so maybe this is what we want, scale times 2. We want to be able to scale our shape by 2. Okay, now we then have the set, which is my new set, which I've selected here, and then we have function. Now this function, Adobe Illustrator gives us the ability to add a shortcut key or a shortcut function to our action. So that's optional, of course. We can just have it like none, and we won't have any shortcut. We'll just have it here, and we can manually click. But if we have a shortcut, let's say function 2 or shift function 2, okay? So let's say shift function 2, and then color, maybe give it red or whatever color, and record. Okay, so now after clicking recording, we can then do what we want our action to be. Okay, remember Adobe Illustrator is now recording whatever we do. Okay, so what I want to do now is right click and then look transform, then go to scale. Then I just want to scale this by times 2. Okay, that's by 150. Then okay. Now you can see here that we now have scale, right? We now have scale. We can keep doing other things, and Adobe Illustrator will keep recording them here. But I just want to stop here right now and then click on stop playing / stop recording. So when I click here, now we have our action. And for that box, we should be able to actually uh, uh, activate our box. Now that's this box here. Okay. Yeah, so we can now activate this box. Now, when we select a new shape here, okay, we can now play our action. And because we have our box activated, we can now edit our value. So maybe we want it to be 200 now. Okay, and yeah, this is now. But when we do not have our box activated, when you click it, it's going to take the default value which the action was created with, which is 150. Okay, I'm sure you get the gist now. So just going to select everything and delete, and we can have actions for a whole lot of things, Let's assume we have our design here and we want to save it as a PDF file. We can just come to file, and then save copy as, then maybe actions, and then come to the file type and then click on PDF, right? And with this, we can now save our PDF. Okay, perfect. Oh, okay. I'm actually supposed to record the saving. I'm actually supposed to record the saving, of which I didn't do. So we didn't have any action on saving. So let's just create it quickly. So let's come here, click here, create new action. Then let's name it saving. Okay, saving PDF copy. Copy. Then let's give it a shortcut. Let's give it F2, but this time it's Control, not Shift. Then yeah, red, maybe green, then record. So with this now, we come to File, save a copy, or the PDF, and then just save it as actions. Just replace it, and yeah, now we can see that we now have it saved as a copy, right? And now we can click on stop recording. And whenever we want to save a PDF file, we can just select this action, select this action, then play it. Okay, and we actually need to get this box checked in this case because we have to write down the name and then select other options, right? Because we are saving. So that's why we need to have this box checked. So after having this box checked, when I click on play, right now you can see that now it enables us to now save our stuff. Okay, so let's just add some random letters to our name and then save. Now we can see that we are now able to save our PDF file with this action. Okay, so actions can work for a whole lot of things. Can work for a whole lot of things. We can create opacity, just like how we saw with this guy here. Okay. Now I want to try using our our shortcuts. Okay, so I'm really going to try Control F2. Control F2, and now we can see that we are now able to save, okay, just like how we indicated for this guy here. And when I have Shift F2, we'll then be able to scale just like for this other action here. So as you can see, the shortcuts are also working. Now I want us to try something out, something interesting. Okay, so I'm just going to come here, come to my my shape tool, and then select the star tool, and just create a star. Okay, create a star. Then just come and give it gradient. Then maybe with this guy, this color, and this other guy, we call like this. Yeah, maybe I'll just kind of come and edit the colors. Okay, then make this guy maybe brighter, like this. And then I want to make it a radial gradient. Okay, I want to make it a radial gradient. Let's just reverse it the gradient so that the brighter parts are outside. Okay, what I want to do is first create my new action. So we select my new set, then create new action. So I'm going to name it flowery shape. Flowery shape. Yeah, I'm going to create an action for a flowery sheet design. Okay, so just going to give it F3 and Control F3. Give it a random color and record. Now what I want to do is right click, go to transform and transform each. Okay, and I'm gonna make this 15%. Then to reduce the size or the scale by 85%, and then I'm going to click on copy. Okay, now the next thing I will do is I'm going to right click, transform, and transform again. Okay, and the shortcut for this guy is Control D. I'm going to keep Control D, Control D. Okay, okay, until I achieve this very beautiful shape, very beautiful design. Yeah, and finally I'll just select everything and group them. Perfect. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stop my recording. I'm going to stop, sorry. I'm going to stop my recording. So stop recording. And now we have our new action here. So let's try it out, right? Let's try it out. So let's create the guy here. And maybe for this guy, we're just going to reverse the gradient. And then let's select the guy and come to our flower shape action and play it. Then you see that this box now comes up, and I'm going to click on copy. And as you can see now, we now have our action. And the last action or the last task did not go down well. That's the group one. I don't know what happened, but at least we have the others. Okay, so this will have taken us a bit of time to perform, but we can see that the action uh, the action feature in Adobe Illustrator has helped us to automate this task and perform the tasks within a very short period of time. So I'm going to create this ellipse and then go to Effects, go to Distort and Transform, and then give it a pluck and blot and kind of turn it to see something like this. Okay, something like this, and okay. Then I'm going to just reverse the gradient here. Then select the guy and select our action and play. And okay. Perfect. I feel like doing another one, but this time with the gradients, colors reversed like this. Okay. Now with this guy selected, go to the actions and activate. Then as you can see now, we have our beautiful shape. Okay. The possibilities with this guy is very limitless. Okay, your imagination is the limit to this. So I'm going to create another quite interesting shape. Okay, maybe we have something like this. Then let's give it the action. Let's see what we're gonna have. Okay, I think I make a mistake here. Just Control Z to undo. So once more, select the action and play. Okay. Perfect. We need to do, I'm going to have it with a reversed gradient like this. Okay, select, and play, and copy. So let's try, I selected out before it's finished, right? So let's try to have the new action, or let's try to have the action, sorry, where is my actions panel here? Let's see. Okay, so let's try to have the action with our gradient reversed. Okay, I think we didn't. Okay, we actually did this here. I feel like adding more effects so as to have more interesting shapes. Okay, so I'm just going to go to my distort and transform, and then maybe give it as a bit of twists. Okay, a bit of twist, and yeah, maybe I give it something like this, and then try to give it the action. Copy. Perfect. You can see all the actions are enabling us to create. Okay, so with actions, your workflow will be very much optimized and you'll be able to achieve your tasks very quickly. Okay? And with this, we've come to the end of our lecture on actions, and see you in the next one.